नमस्कार, आदाब, गुड इवनिंग। बॉलीवुड इंटरनेशनल फिल्म फेस्टिवल का दूसरा एडिशन स्टार्ट होने जाएगा। We will be starting the second edition from March onwards. Meanwhile, we are still continuing with our Let's Talk show, which continues with the winners. So this edition, we are having with us the winners of the team, Piglet's Tale. Let me talk about the producer. She is Eilish Castillo. London-based Eilish is a writer, director, actress, wife, mother, and producer. She started out in the industry as an actress, starring in major theatres like the National Theatre London, the Lyric Theatre, Belfast, and the Gate Theatre Dublin. Now she has added more strings to her bow in becoming a producer for a company, Lion Bear Films. She wrote and co-directed The Widow and has gone on to produce this amazing animation film, A Piglet's Tale, and another short film called Together. So here's welcoming Eilish Castillo in today's edition of a Let's Talk show brought to you by Bollywood International Film Festival.
Hi there, can you hear me? Hi there.
So, are you ready to start with this edition?
I can't hear you at all. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I can't hear you. Oh no, I'm not sure what to do. My mic is on, I hope.
I can hear you properly.
I think you can hear me. Shall I crack on and tell you how I came on board?
And let's introduce Fabrizio.
I'm
now.
Sorry, I can't hear you at all.
Yeah. Let me introduce, let me bring in writer, director, editor Fabrizio Gamardilla. I don't know, Gamardilla? Oh, whatever. I mean, I guess like it should be the right pronunciation. Fabrizio was always passionate about movies.
The sound is gone. I'm so sorry.
Yogesh ji. No worries, Alish. We can hear you properly. Let me talk about Fabrizio. Fabrizio,
Good morning.
director, editor, who was always passionate about movies. He took his first steps in the entertainment industry, working as a curator of short films. In the initial phase, you worked as a filmmaker, directing and editing short films, which got you international recognitions in various film festivals. Am I right? Rest,
Yeah, absolutely.
you can talk a bit about yourself. Fabrizio, introduce yourself.
Yeah, well, basically, I've been passionate about movies since I was a child, thanks to my father. And before moving to the UK in 2015 from Italy, I moved to the UK because I wanted, to be a director. So my dream was to work in the entertainment field. So I moved from Italy to the UK, where I started to work as a video editor, which wasn't really my plan at the beginning because my idea was trying to work as a director. But in the UK, it's really tough. Work as a director is not that easy. So I thought, you know what? Let's try to be the really nice portfolio clients. Let's try to get in touch with as many people as possible. And at the meantime, trying to work on my own project, which is exactly what I've been doing for the past 8 years. So I managed to direct my first short animated film in 2015, and then I started to produce A Piglet's Tale soon after, and it took me 4 years to get it done, basically. But that's pretty much what I've been doing over the past 5 years.
Can you tell us in short about the Piglet's Tale? How did you conceive the idea of this
Yeah?
film?
Yeah, absolutely. So, at the beginning, the idea was really simple. I was trying just to deliver a really easy message. I mean, it sounds easy, but maybe it's not that easy at the end of the day. Because I've been a vegetarian for 20 years for my life, and recently, 3 years ago, I turned vegan. So I've always had a really deep relationship with animals. And I thought, with this short film, what I want to try to do is basically deliver a simple message, which is about life. So, life it's life and must be always considered invaluable, no matter whether you are animal or human being. So my idea was simple: if you inflict pain to an animal, they try to avoid it. Even though they can't speak, they do feel pain. They do feel fear. They do feel desperation. So I thought, you know what? Maybe as human beings, we should try as a species to set an example. So if you don't have to, don't inflict pain to animals because we can't keep treating them as a commodities. I mean, they are at the end of the day, they are living beings. So I thought, let's try to deliver this message. It's not going to be easy because I mean, the vast majority of people they think when it comes to animation, they think that it's for children, basically. That's why I decided to use that kind of meme because it was something unusual, and that's the story behind a piglet's tale. So where it all started basically.
Um, how does it feel to be in the top winning slot among the entire 185 plus contenders?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest. The short film is doing really well in India. I'm not sure 100% why, but I think it might be down to a cultural factor at the end of the day. So I think that, especially in India, this kind of subject, when it comes to animal welfare, maybe they're more dread as a country to get this kind of message compared to maybe the UK or Europe. So I was really happy. I was really excited to get all this kind of success in India, and it feels really good at the end of the day because it means that we are with the message we're trying to deliver. It's getting across basically.
How did you both, Eilish, sorry, I mean, and you join together in this project? How did you both come together?
Well,
Ailish, can you hear me? No. Okay. I'm Haley Ailish. She can't hear me. Okay. No, so well, basically, Eilish and I, we worked together on Eilish's debut short film a couple of years ago when I was in London. She was looking for something, for someone willing to work
Where
on a
was
short
you
film.
in your safari?
We worked on Eilish's short film, The Widow, and I was the video editor. And after that, I thought, I need a producer. Let's try to reach out to Eilish and see whether she might be interested. And she was, I mean, as soon as she watched the movie, I remember straight away, I got an email from her and she told me, I'm on board. I mean, this project is amazing. I want to be involved. I want to help you. And, she really helped us a lot to raise money through a crowdfunding campaign. So we met a couple of years before the short film was ready to go because I worked with her as a video editor on her debut short film. Yeah.
Eilish, are you there? Is Eilish there? Hi, Eilish. Can you
I,
hear me?
I don't think she can hear us, unfortunately.
She's just a mute spectator with us.
You
Uh,
want to join? Enter your name, put Eilish.
Let us get some idea and insights into the
Let's
making
go. Let's go.
of this film.
Let's see if it works. Speak. Let's see if you can get.
I think she's got some issues with the internet connection. I mean,
Can you share some insights into the making? How did you go ahead with it? How many, time you spent, and what was the basic idea when you were doing this to put it across to festivals and to reach out? What was at the back of your mind?
yeah, no, I mean, the process when it comes to animation, it's really time consuming. So there's not really too much leeway when it comes to mistakes because mistakes become really expensive. So you start with the storyboard at the beginning, so literally illustrating the whole story, trying to understand how long the short film is going to be. Then you need an animator, you need to create character design, concept arts. It's an extremely demanding and time-consuming process. In this case, we got on board an amazing and super talented animator from France, Leana Lapointe, and she started working with us from scratch, from the beginning. And the amazing thing about this short film is basically that it has been animated by one person, which is unheard of. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. One person animating 12 minutes of animation. So a big shout out to Leona because, she really believed in the project since its first, stage basically at the beginning. And after the crowdfunding campaign, so 4 years, the short film was ready. We started to submit to several film festivals, but we didn't really expect to, so much success at the end of the day because it's a really thorny and quite tricky subject we are trying to handle. So, but we can't complain. I mean, we are really pleased. We are really happy. It's been amazing so far.
Eilish, now you can hear me properly? I guess so. Okay. Did you imagine that you had a winner on your hands when Fabrizio wanted you to produce this wonderful animation film? Fabrizio, I guess Alice is having some issues
Yeah, some sound issues.
with the sound is not coming. Alice, you can hear us and we cannot. Uh, maybe till then, I'll just proceed with bit with Fabrizio. Or do we do? Let's do one thing. Let's show the audience your wonderful film in between, and we continue our chat with the same.
Okay.
How's that?
I believe in miracles, strange as it may seem. I never laughed or sang a song until the day you came along and smiled at me. Love can weave a miracle right before your eyes. The day we met, I seemed to see an angel walk right up to me from out the sky. Some magical power brought us together like this in this one magical hour. Strangers were sweethearts in one little kiss. Oh, I believe in miracles. Honestly, I do. No wonder I...
Hi Alice, welcome back to the show. Hi Fabrizio.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Great.
Alice, when you saw the film or when you heard the story for the first time, did you really cry? I mean, we did receive a lot of comments from our audiences that this film makes you cry at the end. What about you?
Absolutely. It's heartbreaking. It definitely speaks volumes to the world. Whoever watches it, you've got to be moved. Anyone with a heart has to be moved by this piece of work. When I first saw it, it was still in its working, so it wasn't fully completed. And I remember, though, from that first synopsis, I just thought this is something so beautiful, and the way it's told is so honest, and yet I don't know what Fabrizio did, but he worked his magic, and the artists were so talented that I think I knew we were onto a good thing here. I knew it would speak volumes to the world.
I can understand being a mother. It must be really painful also to you. I mean, to have this kind of a story, but it really needs guts and power to also, I mean, put this kind of a subject across to the audiences. What would you like to say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as a mother, I saw the relationship between this mother and little boy who had this very special gift. And it's heartbreaking to think that a mother could even think of doing that to her own child. But I guess that's the message of the film, that, you know, we should treat animals like our own children, that they deserve respect like the children of the world deserve respect, you know. So I did have to take a few moments and take a step back and a deep breath and think, okay, this is the moral of the story here, and appreciate that it was for the greater good, you know, and hopefully we'll reach out to the bigger audience.
A writer, director, actress, producer, wife.
I don't know. Yeah, so I started off as an actress and I met my husband in London, and lucky for me, he's in the music industry. So he completely understands the film and theatre industry also, and we support each other. So it is a hard time at the moment because I'm now a teacher to my children as well as a parent, and I'm not a very good teacher. You know, we have fun, we play a lot of games, but as far as the curriculum is concerned, I think I'm probably not the best. But I try my hardest, and there are a lot of nights where I fall into bed exhausted, but it's worth it because I'm doing what I love. And I take my children along with me. You know, at the moment, I'm writing a pilot for a series based on Irish mythology. So all of their bedtime stories are me reading Irish myths and legends to them, which they're loving. So yeah, I try and incorporate my work with my family life a little bit.
You also wrote, co-directed The Widow, which has been, and then you also produced together, apart from the Piglet's Tale. So, were you also acting in it, or was it also animated, or what way? I mean, can you give us a bit of an idea?
No, so I just I think I helped Fabrizio out on a little bit of the voice of the mother, and I was happy to do that. But my main role was just producer, and to get as many financial backers on board as possible, so that we would be in a good place for crowdfunding and then for festivals. And I think Fabrizio's done a wonderful job with that. You know, festivals have really embraced it, and I'm really proud of it.
Being a writer and a director, Fabrizio, did Eilish also put in her own views, ideas to strengthen this film?
I think that Eilish, to be honest, and I'm saying this, I mean, she knows because we've been talking so many times. But Eilish helped a lot, especially at the beginning, because basically one of the first person I reached out to take a look at the movie to get some feedback was a really famous, I won't say the name, but was a really, really accomplished and famous video editor from the United States. And I got really negative feedback. He hated the movie. And that day I can remember I was absolutely shattered. And I thought, oh my God, what have I done? I mean, 4 years of my life and someone so accomplished, so famous, hated the movie. I was shattered. But at the same time, I thought, you know what? I had a really amazing working relationship with Eilish. And I thought, I'm going to send a short film to her to see what's her take on it. You know, maybe just sometimes you need, as a video editor, sometimes you need a fresh pair of eyes. In that case, I needed someone I trusted to take a look at the short film. So the same day, I sent the short off to Eilish, and she got back to me saying, I think we got something special here. you know, I think in a way that changed everything because I started to feel really confident that maybe this was the right way to get the message across. And I also need to give a huge shout out to Rachel Fowler, another amazing woman and director as well, because she also got back to me saying, I love the movie. And I work with both, with Rachel and with Eilish and with so many other people, but in particular with Eilish and Rachel. So I just want to say, thank you to both because it really made my day. And and afterwards, we know what's happened over the past 5 months. But that was really important to me because that day I was really, really, I was shattered, really.
Alish, what is the next project you both are working on? Obviously, with Piglet Steel, obviously going around the world at various film festivals, grabbing awards. What is the next project you guys are doing together?
I feel like Fabrizio and I are a good team and we connect with each other as much as possible. He has moved to Malta, so I miss him very much because I'm still London based. But I will be calling upon him when it comes to the editing stage of this pilot that I'm writing. But it's still in the early process, it's still in the writing stages. So it's going to be another couple of months before we get into pre production and filming. But I think Fabrizio and I will always have a working connection and a working relationship. And I know that, he will always pick up the other end of the phone or an email. We're here for each other. If he ever needs my advice, I'm there for him. And it's just a good working relationship. And it's so important, I think, especially now when we can't see people face to face. It's important to have that relationship that you can just go online quickly if you need a quick little answer or a quick piece of advice. And I think that's what Fabrizio is to me and vice versa.
Absolutely. Absolutely the same.
So, Fabrizio, what is the next project you are working on?
Yeah, at the moment I'm working on a new short film. This time it's going to be for children. So it's definitely going to be for children. And it's a really nice story about a stray dog that gets reunited with after many years with the little girl that saved him and rescued him from a rubbish bag when he was a puppy. So really nice story. So this dog goes through a crucible before finally being able to reunite with the little girl that many years before rescued him from a rubbish bin. So no, it's going to be a really nice project, and I'm really excited. Hopefully, I should be ready by the end of the year. And it's called Super Trump, like the Trump and lady, and not the other Trump. But in this case, it's going to be the dog from the Walt Disney movie.
Like Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, absolutely, like Lady and Trump, and it's going to be Super Trump because his Odyssey is going to be even tougher than the one the most famous Trump had to go through, basically the dog, obviously.
You have also produced, directed, and another animated film called Sissy's Dream,
Yeah,
which won at the Giffoni Film Festival, the largest children film festival in the world.
yeah.
Only going to be contented with shorts, or also you are looking to do an animated feature, a full-length movie?
Well, I mean, that's going to be tough because an animated feature
That's
animation.
area where not much work is usually done, except for those very big studios like Walt Disney and others.
Yeah, no, the thing is, that when it comes to independent animated feature films, well, it's really, really tough. It's extremely tough because if you just take into account that with a small team, 3 minutes of animation can take even a year. So when it comes to 90 minutes of animation, you definitely need dozens of people working at the same time on the movie. So it is pretty much impossible unless you got a fairly decent budget. It's definitely not going to happen. Or you need to obviously trying to find workaround, trying to find a way to But I mean, it's just not going to be. It's not going to work. So when it comes to animation, feature animation film, you need a lot of money. But still, I mean, I think short films are really important because at the end of the day, you can reach out to people, you can let them see what you can do, and maybe someone can be willing to help you raise funds, and maybe you can put a nice thing together, and everything can happen. You never know. But a feature film, I don't think it's going to happen in the next 5 years. Hopefully, within the next 5 years, it's going to happen, but it's going to be tough. I know I've dreaded that, but I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be backing out.
Anything apart from all these, like whatever we've spoken about, I mean, what do you want to put across to the filmmakers who would like to enter this festival of art? Any message that you want to give across?
I couldn't hear. Sorry, I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear the
Here.
question. There was a huge noise in the background. I couldn't hear the
Were
question.
you asking what advice we would give to filmmakers?
I said you want to put on any message to the filmmakers who would be
Oh yeah. That's one message. That's one message I want to put out there.
ready to
And it's
how
yeah,
to
and it's
attend our
basically
festival. I said how
yeah,
to
and
attend our festival.
yeah. No, well, basically, I think that people should be doing what they really love doing. So don't try to please the audience because it's not going to work. So you're going to end up making something which is not exactly what you wanted to make, and doesn't really mean that people can actually appreciate it. So it might be a huge waste of time. So just do what you want to do. And if the project is meant to be successful, then it's going to be successful, but don't try to be successful, don't try too hard because in my opinion it's not going to work. You need
I
to feel.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean we talk
Don't
really.
try and please
Yeah,
other people. You've got to go with what's in your heart. And if you're 100% passionate about this project, then you will see it through. And people get on board when they see your
yes,
positivity and your passion for it. They get excited and they think, yeah, I want to be with this person. Yeah, let me help this person out. And you'd be surprised. Once you get the ball rolling, it gathers and gathers and gathers so much positivity and it gets made. And yeah, I agree with Fabrizio. Don't try and please anyone else. The art is for the world, and art isn't for everyone. I'm gonna hate something that someone else loves, and that's okay. But there are going to be enough people that will love the same thing that you love too, hopefully.
yeah. No, I mean she's 100% right. And even when we worked on her short film, when we worked on the widow, we had some tough choices to make, and it wasn't really easy. Obviously, we won't go into detail, but sometimes it's been tough. But still, I think at the end of the day, Eilish managed to get the movie what she wanted the movie to be, which is the most important thing to me. There was especially a scene, a really tricky one, that at the beginning I couldn't really put together. I got to be honest. And I told her, Eilish, I think this scene is not going to be working. And I was 100% sure that scene wasn't going to be working. But then she came over to my place. We worked on that scene together. She pushed me really to new kind of boundaries, to push my boundaries, and we
Sorry.
put the scene together, and it worked. So I was wrong. So, and that's exactly what she's trying what she just said, basically, that you need to believe in what you do, especially when you work as a director, because you are the only one that's got the bigger picture. Nobody else can see exactly what you see. So she knew, and she was right. So I do agree 100% with her.
that's what, like, we've been still receiving comments on our FB page, and people have seen it over and again, and they are really loving it. So with this, like, we are also looking forward for you guys to join in our future editions of our festival. And Eilish, I would like to ask you to give some message to the filmmakers who are trying to make their entry into this industry. I mean, especially those newcomers, like who would be, like, trying to gain their access, put across their films. Do you have anything to pass on to them? Any message that you would like to give to them?
One message, I would probably say, don't give up. If it's, if it's something you believe in. I mean, for example, I started writing because I had moved away. We moved to Canada for 2 years, and I was very lonely, and I just thought I've got to write how I feel down. So I started writing short stories based upon my grandmother's past. And then that snowballed into a director friend seeing it and reading it, and he said, "You've got to develop this into a short screenplay." So at the time, I didn't think I could be a creator. I just thought I was an actress, and that's it. I put myself in that box. But thankfully, I got out of that box, and I was able to take charge of my life and write and produce and direct and do it well, I think, because The Widow is doing so well at festivals now as well. So the advice I give is, don't put yourself in a box. There is no box. When it comes to this art form, that's the beautiful thing about it. You can create your own future and keep going. It's going to be hard. It's not easy, but if you keep going and break through the boundaries, then you'll be a success, I think.
Thanks for joining us on this show. And I
Thank you
personally,
so much for having us.
on behalf of the entire festival team, the founders and the chairman, I once again say a big thanks and a big huge congratulations from the entire team and also from the audiences. Thank you.
Thank you to you. Thank you so much for letting us on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for
Yes,
the
we're
awards
very
as well.
grateful.